structurally, in the first 30 seconds, we're gonna have our intro, we're gonna ask a question. Whoever asks the questions in the conversation is who's in control of the conversation. So I'm gonna ask a question, and then right after I ask the question, I'm gonna move into, this is gonna be the second section of our process. We're gonna explain the process. Now I just did this, but we are going to tell them exactly what we're going to do. So there's no confusion. So when we get to the end of the conversation, the end of the script, they're not confused about, hey, thanks for the numbers, I'm gonna bounce out of here. We're going to tell them right up front, this is what this is gonna look like today. So I always say to them, here's how this works. I'm a protection specialist and I'll be the one that's working with you going forward. Now, what we're gonna do today is, number one, we're gonna go over your situation to give me an idea of what it looks like. Then we're gonna take a look at how the plans work. And then we're gonna look at some options. Whichever option makes the most sense for you, we can actually get that submitted and sent over to the company today. And what I have found is when you skip this step, you're gonna get to the numbers a whole lot of times and people are going to say, Tyler, thanks for the information. You were amazing, but I'm gonna go and we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna think about it. Thanks for the info, I got your number, I'll call you back. And instead of just being an information giver-outer, you have to set the expectation up front. I want you to imagine if you go to a casino and you're there with your buddies and your buddies are like, all right, everybody, we're walking with $1,000 and you don't want to lose all our money. So we're gonna set the expectation up front that the max amount of money you're allowed to pull out is $1,000. You can't pull out any more money than that. So instead of you being like, okay, I'm going to spend all this money and then I'm just gonna go back to the ATM and pull out more money, up front that you only have $1,000 to work with. And in the same sense of the script and conversation, once you have the expectation up front, you can start to maneuver and make it make sense in your mind the rest of the conversation. And so on the prospect side of things, if they have objections, a lot of times they come up quicker and you can overcome them faster because they know and you know that the conversation's leading to, we're gonna get something set up. And all the time people are like, Tyler, I just didn't feel like that step was necessary. Literally, my team tells me that. And I'm like, it's one of the most important pieces of the conversation because when you get to the end, you do not want them to bounce out of the call and just be out of it because let's be honest, if they are actually not trying to do it, it's not that they don't want the coverage, it's just that they're not gonna do it today. So we're trying to get them to trust you and be really confident that you're the right person at the beginning. And then we're also setting the expectation that, hey, this is what we're gonna do today. And sometimes you'll hear people say well, I'm just getting quotes. It's I'm not oh, all right, you're just getting quotes. I'm no. I'm a protection specialist. I work with over 30 different companies. We have access to a plethora of different companies. My role here today is to put you and your family in a better position. So if we find a plan that makes sense for you, and we'll cover that first, then we'll look at those options. It's not a matter of whether or not you guys are gonna get this, I'm guessing. It's just figuring out which option's best for you and fits inside the monthly budget, right? They go, yeah. Okay, we'll do that to make sure we find the right choice, and then we'll choose that one to make sure we get it set up and it's comfortable for you and the family. Make sense? I'm not backing off of that. And because I do that up front, I don't waste a lot of time on the back end. We're all on the same page going forward.